it's not bad to want to get to a better environment. You know what I mean? But if these are the environments that we come from, let's help make some change.
Let's change our environment. That's what
Let's
I say.
help
Let's
make
change that
in
environment.
and let's start at home.
Let's change that environment.
But let's start
make it somewhere where we want to come.
You know what I mean? Start wherever you was raised at.
Exactly.
You know
I agree.
mean?
Totally agree.
Just start to make that change.
I just tell my wife that we can make a difference. You can do what you want to do. You don't have to be the same. Just because you see trash outside, I don't mean you have to throw trash outside. You get what I'm saying?
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome
up,
back.
bro?
Welcome back. What's going on, man?
How y'all doing? How everybody doing?
Oh, man. We've been gone on hiatus for a minute.
We have been. It's
So
been a
I
long
first of all
time
want
since
to
I've been back
apologize
behind
to
the
all the
camera.
listeners, man. There's been a lot of things going on, but
Great.
we back to it now.
Back in the mix. How everybody doing? What's up? What's up? What's up with
The
you, bro?
important thing is, though, and it's one of the things that we try to advocate for, is stuff happens. You might even slip sometimes.
And you keep it moving.
So we just look at what happened. You know what I mean? And then from there, keep it moving. But then we address the things, whatever that may be.
Like an old school call, he said it's like a rope-a-dope. I don't know if a lot of people know what that means. It means when boxers use the rope to counteract those punches, because punches is coming. You say you use a rope-a-dope to counteract those punches because you can't stop a punch from coming.
It's gonna come.
You just gotta bounce back and come harder.
Yeah, and then you learn. Life throw punches at you, you learn. You feel me?
What's up, man?
Yeah. But we got some things in the works, y'all. We got some things cooking up. We're gonna talk about that a little bit later. You know what I mean? What's been good with you though, bro?
All great. I should have a baby anytime soon. So if we stop this because my wife is out in the lobby and she's due at any point in time, and
that's dedication.
That's what it is. Like she was past due a week ago. So it is what it is.
Oh, that's by the next couple of days.
Yeah. Hopefully right now. I'm over it personally, but it is what it is. But other than that, man, we got a lot going on, man. Everything great. We still got the business we got going on. We're trying to put Lotus Sport together. We got, I don't know, bro.
That's what's up. That's a lot.
Busy.
You got what
busy.
You got what you got coming up.
And school
you
about
got
to start.
everything in between that. And then you got family.
Yeah.
It'd be like that. You know what I mean?
All pluses. What's up with you?
Man. Just trying to advance, bro.
Yeah, that's all we can do.
Just trying to advance. You know what I mean? I think for me, a lot of the stuff that I've been taking more and partaking of lately has been things that I feel like line up with my why. You know what I mean?
That you notice or you just starting to realize?
I think sometimes when we looking for that why, right? And we doing things, you might look at something, but sometimes you can just go deeper into that. You know what I mean? And I think I went deeper in a way of, okay, I see that while I'm doing this and that, but how can I tie that in more than just building a business to either sell or give to them? How can I tie that in to where I'm giving them things as I'm learning? How can I give something to them now? You know, not leave something to them, but give something to them now. So it's just been things going on that's just been formulating where I think it's
believe
just line up with that.
Our goals change. What makes everything lines up. Our goals change. When you started off, you didn't have the same goals you do now.
More or less.
You see what I'm saying? And every day, every time you meet somebody new, that goal might change a little more.
Because you get a new piece of information.
Because you got a new piece of information or a new piece of person or a new energy that you never even knew that you needed. But
True.
I agree, it all works for
true.
the bigger picture that you said.
Yep.
I agree. Because that's what I feel like. Like, we was talking about that the other day, how I've been wanting 100 acres and I don't know why. I think I figured out my why. Other than leaving it for my kids, I think I figured out why.
You knew it was something there.
It was something. It's always been something, but I think it's
you
something
ain't really
bigger than what that was.
What it was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So I understand that totally.
Hey, what's crazy though, the biggest, when you get down to, I think the core of it, it's more powerful or it's more moving, because a lot of times when you get to the core of it, it's not something based off of personal reasons. It's what you want to do.
What you trying to do? How you trying to make a difference?
You love, you know what I mean?
That legacy.
How you trying to make a difference in your community? And I think this is where it kind of took us where we going now. I want to go with this episode, because when you look in our community, right?
Right.
Everybody want to be whatever they want to be to get famous or get rich.
Everybody want to be the same.
It may not be fame, but
I got you.
whatever. It's that rich, because a lot of people come from lack.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we want to go get the big house with all the cars, right? And then it's not saying like let's not say let's stay in the hood, but just get out the hood. And then a lot of times when you look at celebrities, you can clearly see that they have way more power to make way more change if they chose to.
If there was a choice.
But you can't blame that. You know what I mean? So one thing that I saw, I was kind of thinking on that wavelength, like, it's not bad to want to get to a better environment. You know what I mean? But if these are the environments that we come from, let's help make some change.
Let's change our environment. That's what I say. Let's change that environment.
And let's start at home.
Let's change that environment.
But let's start
make it somewhere where we want to come.
You know what I mean? Start wherever you was raised at.
Exactly.
You know
I agree.
I mean?
Totally agree.
Just start to make that change.
I just tell my wife that we can make a difference. You can do what you want to do. You don't have to be the same. Just because you see trash outside, I don't mean you have to throw trash outside.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. I totally understand.
So change.
I totally understand.
Let's start to make a change. So
I totally
the thing
understand.
we're talking about is group economics.
Group economics.
Group economics.
Let's go with it.
Let's talk about what is that. What is group economics? Pull up the definition.
But before we go into group economics, it just came to my brain. It's something I heard. I was listening to something a while back. It was like it wasn't a sermon. I think it was teaching some kids something. Mm-hmm. And he asked the cat, it was a hand raised thing, like how many students in here graduated from high school? Everybody had to graduate to be in a college class, right? But then the next question was, how many students paid for their college? Some hands went down. How many students, when they leave here, have a job waiting for them? Some hands went down. How many students have to pay for their mom's house when they get where they're going? Because most people, that's what we do. Mm-hmm. What we gonna do when we get some money? We gonna go buy our mom a house. We gonna go make sure our parents are straight. Only difference was white people hands didn't change. Black people hands went down because the only people is we gonna buy our mom a house. And then when he broke it down was, he goes off rip, no matter if I gave you $1 million, you $1 million, you $1 million. But because of the way you think right now, you're automatically lost. Why? Because you just spent your $200 on your mom's house. This guy doesn't have to buy his mom a house. You don't want to spend $200 on a car. This guy cool with his Kia. You wouldn't have spent this. So now, realistically, you don't even got $1 million, and now you're back in the same spot because of what we was taught. It's pretty much what we was taught because we don't have a choice. There's no choice in how we were brought up. So realistically, that's how we were taught. So realistically, off rip, as a group, we already set up for failure. As a group, we already set up for failure. So before we hop into group economics, let's understand as a group, we're already set up for failure. So when listening to this, I want y'all to actually understand where we're coming from and how group act. And don't listen to us because we don't know. I mean, go Google it. Go, you know what I mean? We just throwing it out there because I know for a fact, as a group, we already set up for failure.
Yeah, real talk.
We already set up for failure. No matter what we do, no matter how much money you get.
What you're talking about is the root.
We already set up for
and
failure.
When you saying taught, like people will look at it like, no, my parents didn't teach me this. A lot of times, what happens is we don't understand that what we listen to, what we watch, these things have an effect on us. Not only that, but we're already in a culture where things is normalized. That when you start to get outside of your culture, and you start to learn the trauma that we just been through as a culture.
That's a culture.
A lot of the stuff is not normalized outside of our culture.
Yeah.
But a lot of the traumatic stuff, it be normalized within our culture. And then these is the things that you're speaking to. A lot of those things.
Yeah.
And when he's saying you, like, the kids now, they talking about extendos. Now you got all these kids, all these young dudes.
Don't even know what it is.
In all of these cities, putting switches with extendos and
not knowing it's illegal.
The music is pushing that. Like now, I mean, never mind that, but the music is pushing that. You know what I mean?
The TV shows.
It's pushing it.
All of it. Yeah, I already know.
So that breeds something. You feel me? Because the thing is, and this is where it leads to, right? If I'm hungry, if I'm starving, bro, and you right here and you eating, now I'm a danger to you. Because I got kids and they need to eat.
They need to eat too.
And what do I know? What do I know how to do when the going gets rough and the rough get going?
Exactly. Because
and
we were taught.
It's live or die. You know what I mean? And that's what it ain't really
life.
that. It ain't even really that desperate of a situation if you put your mind to it.
Yeah.
But when you know when it gets tough, this is what I know how to do. And I know I can feed them right now.
Right now? Yeah. No, that's the thing, man.
So when you come from lack, they made the materialistic things of looking good,
feeling,
be the thing. But
and that's what we gotta change. We gotta start. But we start, like you say, with our babies. That's what we're working on.
So just teaching them how to come together, and like for real, even if it ain't no problem looking nice, like
it ain't nothing wrong with looking nice.
That.
There's nothing wrong with it.
But make it make sense. If it don't
are you doing it for
financially,
or are you doing it for somebody else?
Like if you're doing it to make a status look.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's a.
Bro, if you got brand new J's on and a brand new iPhone, but you walking funny, so you increase your J's because you ain't got no car.
And catching a bus.
Yeah, you probably. Got
you know how many Cartiers I seen with niggas with diamonds on and they catching a bus? I ain't no judgments. Again, no judgment.
No, I'm just speaking.
Matter of fact, I am judging. Actually, let's take that back.
I mean, I won't judge.
I'm judging.
I won't judge because it's like you said, it's a reason because we grow up in these environments.
I agree. At 16, but once you become an adult, there's a want for change, and you have to want that. So you adults, I'm judging y'all, especially you adults who do this to little babies. Like, bro, I was just looking at the little dude, and he had a Gucci belt on. He got a Fendi belt on. I got a Fendi belt on, and I know how much my belt costs. So why the little 3-year-old got a Fendi belt on, and he's sagging with a gold chain on, B? That 3-year-old didn't choose that.
Nah, and a lot of times if you take him to the store, that'd be never the thing that they.
He wanted Spider-Man. That 3-year-old didn't choose that, and now he getting yelled at for getting dirty because he a kid. And you put all this retarded stuff on them and yelling at a baby not to get dirty. Bro, like yeah. It makes no sense. But again, I am judging. I'm judging y'all. I can't judge the baby, but I can judge y'all as a parents.
What that mean? What that mean?
That means I'm judging y'all. Like, y'all need to get this shit together. Excuse my language. Like, I don't even know. Like, I guess I ain't nobody, so y'all really don't care what I gotta say. But I hope a lot of people start feeling the same way I feel, because then that'll change.
Yeah, I think I think that's definitely true, bro. Like, we need to get it together.
Yeah, we gotta
You
get it
know what
together
I mean?
and hold everybody accountable
And
stop being a victim.
And that's the thing. The people who have that mindset, who want to start to make a change, like this, really, we can't keep sitting on the sidelines.
Yeah, I agree.
You feel me?
I agree.
We can't keep sitting on the sidelines. So you got to start being more proactive about not just your inner home, but trying to be more in your neighborhood.
Like Coach Carter.
You know what I mean?
Agree, bro.
And doing more in your neighborhoods. I mean, even if you out of the neighborhood, let's go back to the neighborhood.
Let's come back and figure it out.
And do something
Mm-hmm.
that's going to try to help at least change the mind.
I agree, definitely.
Because that's where it has to start.
And
it has
when
to
we
start
say
the mind.
and when we say the neighborhood, like, yeah, we black, so we talking black, but at the same time, you got the trailer parks who most people don't realize, but it's a class thing. They might say it's a race thing and all this, but realistically, it's a class thing. So the same thing we dealing with, white dudes still dealing with the same thing in the trailer park. So y'all go back and do the same thing. You know what I mean? It's not just a. So when we say the neighborhood, don't take it as the hood. When I say that, don't take it as just the hood, because there's so many different hoods and so many different. And a hood is a hood, no matter where you at. No matter where you at.
Wherever that is.
'Cause I know some trailer parks you shouldn't go to.
That is.
Period. No matter what color you is. You know what I mean? But so when I say the hood, don't take it as the hood, what most people take it as.
Yeah.
We talking to everybody. I'm talking to everybody.
That's definitely. I think that's a good point though to bring up, because you gotta try to hit the root of the problem though, right? But when you look at that, the materialistic things is surface.
Mm-hmm.
It's a deeper root to the problems, and they will try to make you look at it like, well, all this stuff happened in the past, get over this. Nah, we got to understand and really understand how history has manipulated it, and not to use that as an excuse.
Not to use it as an excuse.
But to
stop being a victim.
And run with that.
Let's
because,
move forward.
I mean, you can call it one for the culture if you want to, but it's one for the culture.
Yeah, it's
one for the culture. So,
because everybody follow what we do. We are the people.
You just said it before I had a chance to say.
And most people don't understand that. You following the next man when the next man is following you. Most people
That's exactly what I was like. It's no trends that's been set by any other culture, but at the same time, it's certain things that's set as trends that is really not pushing us as a culture.
I agree. So then,
what if we was doing something different?
And then when you do something different.
So what if we was leading something different?
When you do something different, you get called out. Like, for instance, I grew up how I grew up. I wore what I wore. I never cared what nobody say. But I used to come through and they were like, oh, look at this dude with the cardigan on looking like a white boy. Now everybody want to dress like the white boy. Me. You get what I'm saying? Like, I used to be like, oh, look at those shoes. Those white boy shoes. Now everybody in some hey dudes or whatever you want to call them, wearing their thong sandals like Jay-Z used to say. It took Jay-Z for niggas. I was wearing thong sandals before Jay-Z said he was wearing thong sandals. But I was called the white boy. And now everybody in thong sandals.
Key point. Don't be scared to be different.
I ain't never cared. But that's the thing, though. That's what happens when you want to be different.
Don't be scared.
You get talked about.
Different.
And then
you know what I mean?
if you soft, you fold, which most people fold, and then become part of the norm.
And that's the thing. When you look at it, that I ain't gonna say that's the thing, but that's one of the things. People desire to conform.
Because
it's a hive mindset. You know what I mean? But when you really start to look at just how everything works, how everything's been done, then like, I don't know. Do people feel like they can't do? Like, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I can't even say what's the root problem with that. But it's like a hive mindset, and it's a lot of things that has to fight that factors into that. From the music to the TV, the programming that they give people, the way that it's perpetuated by the people around you. Yeah. That's why it's important to get a circle that's trying to do. If you're trying to do something different, you gotta surround yourself with that circle.
When you just asked that question, I believe they came up with that saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, because you really can't. I believe once they programmed you, is that the word? Let's take that back. Once you've been set into your surroundings, I don't think you can really change.
I disagree.
You think so?
I disagree. Bro, look where we came from.
I agree with you saying, but we came from where we came from, but we was always different from where we came from. Like, look at me. I was always the different. You was always different. We want we was just talking the other day. We want the same as them around us. Yeah, we grew up in the same area. Yeah, we did the same thing, but we weren't the same.
I agree with you there. So, yeah, because we did talk about that shit.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
But I would say still, like
it's some people, even in football, when you go to football camp, all these people out here playing football, all of them been playing since they was 12. That one and that one is different. They all been playing the same. They different. Just because they grew up together, that don't mean they the same. Just because they played together, that don't mean they're the same. We can look at these two and tell they're different, and they're going to the NFL.
Definitely. I'm going to tell you where I disagree at, though, right? So, a couple things that they said will cause change, traumatic experience or new information that you receive. It's something else, But first of all, it's the way that you receive those things to what kind of change you going to make.
Okay.
Right?
Elaborate.
If you, let's say you have a traumatic experience, right? Somebody in your family died from lung cancer. You throw the cigarettes away.
Traumatic.
You know what I mean? That's life changing.
Okay.
So now let's say you get some information, new information you never knew about how cigarettes would be messing you up. Now you may change because you got this information.
That's what I was gonna say.
But you might not too.
How can
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Same thing with the traumatic experience. That may make you stop caring and go in a worse direction. So it's still life changing, because once you get some information and you don't act on it, you always know that in your brain. So you know you can be doing more because you got that information.
And that's
but
what
you
I
just
mean
ain't
by
acting
the
on
different
it.
ones. And that's
you know
what
I
I mean by
mean?
the ones that's different. Those are the different ones. Because everybody else is going to fall in line. Like for pork, for instance. You can tell everybody up and down what it's going to do to you, but no matter what, because bacon tastes good, some people going to go with what pork does. Some people going to stick to bacon tastes good.
It's just, and then that's the whole thing,
You know
because
what I mean?
when you get into that, it's like a whole thing with
like bacon is bacon. I don't eat pork, but I eat bacon.
The meat industry on the whole, you know what I mean? So you can speak like volumes to the whole food industry.
I agree though. I love it though. But
what you saying, like people get it and they still, and this is the thing, and this is what I thought about when you said that, right? The things that feel good, sometimes we don't want to give up because we like those things.
That high. Endorphins.
But are you? And then people don't understand that too, because things that taste good, things that feel good,
is an endorphin.
They make them endorphins come in your brain. So now, once you want to get that on a regular basis, your brain get used to that, and you hook to your endorphins. Yeah. From that experience, whether that be sugar, whether that be drugs, whether that be whatever,
sex, anything.
Social media is a big one. That's how they get you, give you a bunch of short bursts of them.
Endorphins bursts,
Make the video shorter and shorter.
Tell you you're beautiful.
So.
No, I agree, but. Yeah, bro. Back to what we were talking about, group economics. That's where it's going.
And that's where it ties into group economics, right? Because
that's where it all comes from.
When it's lack in an area, when it's lack around you, people feel like, I gotta have this, all of that, and if you eating, I'm not eating, or it's a certain mentality.
It is a mentality that
and then it's uncharted water for the most part, because we haven't grown up with all the time legit entrepreneurs in our families. You know what I mean? So if you don't grow up in a neighborhood with doctors and lawyers, you may become a doctor or a lawyer.
You don't know that language.
But the chances are way slimmer than a person who grow up in a neighborhood with doctors and lawyers in their neighborhood.
That's like E.T. was just saying, you got to learn certain languages. That's why he had to go back to school just to learn that language.
I rocks with them.
Yeah, I agree
Definitely.
with that. Because certain things you don't know. You got to know how to move different. But at the same time, you got to be willing to do that. Or know when you don't know something. A lot of people don't. You know when you don't know something, but most people don't care. Like, we're going to figure it out ourselves. Instead, go rub shoulders with somebody who do know it and learn that language. Like, I read a book, and the cat was saying, if you don't know something, what you do is every day, and the newspaper ain't around no more, but what he goes is, I used to pick up a newspaper and go to the finance page. I had no idea, but I would read a word, and I would research what that word meant. So now every day I know a different word. So when I go hang out with the dudes at the golf course, I just randomly know some words that I can kind of interact with. I was like, that makes sense. I never even thought about it like that. But now you're teaching yourself something that, like, you don't need to know it. It's like skimming a book. They taught you how to skim
but it
something.
It come in handy.
It come in handy.
You
can just skim it. Like, oh, now I realize that word. Oh, what does ROI means? Oh, now I know what ROI means. Nobody even know what I mean. Now I know what interest rate means. Now I know what this means. But yeah.
So let's tie this into how this fit into the group economics, right?
The group economics. That's because
so
go ahead.
We know we like to look good. We like the Jordans. Not saying nothing is bad with any of these things, right? We like a lot of different brands, the Gucci, the Fendi.
Yes.
All of these things, right? All of these brands that we love. This is the stats we need to pull up. Let me grab my phone. I'm going to come back with the stats, though, right? I'm going to say what I'm going to say so you can say what you was about to say. So, we spend more money than any other race in America. We spend way more money than any other race.
Which is set up that way, but yeah.
And the most of the money that we spend,
nothing is for you.
Is not spent in our communities.
Even
right?
those yays you think you buying black on yays.
So we talking maybe trillions, billions. We talking billions.
Yes, I agree.
Imagine if we was spending that kind of money with us.
I agree.
And it's not anything racist against other cultures. But if we want to start to do things like change our communities, money changes things.
I'm glad you said that, because a lot of people, when they say that, it's just like black this, black. I'm black as hell, and I can't knock that. But at the same time, my babies aren't. So I can't preach that same thing to them.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So when we say group economics, it works better, because I would love to, but at the same time, I can't. I got a mixed family, meaning my family is mixed. They white and black. So I can't tell my baby to only buy from black when they got white cousins as well. You get what I'm saying? So my dynamic is totally different. But the group part comes into play, because I always told my wife I wanted a city. And we was just talking the other day, and I was telling her, like, I can have a city. Like, I want a city. Like, whether it don't have to be Grand Rapids, it could be some country city or a town or a village. And what I mean by that is, like, why can't I own this? Why can't I own the laundromat? Why can't I own a post office? Because you can't own a post office, but either way, why can't I own a pizza shop? Why can't my brother own the lawyer's office that's here? Bro. Why can't my boy be the doctor that's here? And at that point, I own a city. right? But not only just a city, because everybody think black, and it's gonna be ghetto. No, my city is like you come to East Grand Rapids. Why can't we? That's what I mean by group economics, and they don't have.
So,
and when I say group economics, like I love the black because that's me, that's my family. But at the same time, I can't teach that to my babies because they're not black.
Yeah.
So I gotta teach them group.
So now, because we talking about group economics, right?
And what is the meaning of group economics?
Not only that, I'm gonna let you read the definition, but not only that, what is people we working with in the same situation, right? I don't know how they feel about that part,
right?
Of that, you know what I mean? Far as like teaching their children, but mixed couple, right? Like I know a few of them.
Yeah, and that's life
right?
now.
So now it's like this, because on one hand, when you saying like it's black people, it's people this color, that color, a lot of people that has grew up in less than economic areas, right?
Yeah.
Right? But when you look at certain classes, they come
together
and purposefully come together and start their own chain.
No color involved. Right. It's a class thing. You just said it.
But no, I'm talking about when you're talking about things like Chinatown, bro.
Yeah.
Like
they come together.
The Chinese people,
but the Chinese people work with the Jewish people, so there's no color thing behind it.
But what the Jewish people work with the Jewish people. First and foremost, though, is their race, right?
Let's talk.
So let's talk about it. So first and foremost, because when you go into a hair shop, right? They not buying their hair stuff that they selling to the sisters.
Ooh, you don't even see a sister working in there, do you?
You ain't even seeing that. Ooh. So I guarantee you they getting their stuff from the people that's the same culture as them. And you can come. That's what the Jewish man said. I don't even remember. So I'm gonna have to find that and trying to add that to the video or get a link, at least a link down. But like a Jewish man told a black man, you will never see one of these dollars. Because it's not because I have anything against you, because it's circulating in my people. Why? Because what they said was never again. So they're empowering to make their culture stronger. You know what I mean? So now what I'll say to say that is, then now is how do you balance that? Because even though they're this and this mixed together, right?
Right.
They still have both cultures.
Yes.
And then and when you look at it, it's a culture. One of those cultures has been very economically, what's the word that I'm looking for?
Flourishing?
Not flourishing. On the other end of the spectrum. We spending all this money, not putting none of it into our community.
Nothing in our community. You really
walk
into a store.
So then, how do you balance that, right? As a mixed couple, as a family.
How I'm gonna balance it? Me personally, I'm buying a city, bro. I'm gonna have a city, and I'm gonna control it. That's how I'm gonna do it. But let's
how do you balance? How do you balance
giving
that to your kids, though? No, like that. Like, how do you balance giving that to your family? Because like, do you teach them just?
My kids work for what they want. And I don't teach them anything. Like, I don't, because I haven't learned any, like, I'm just now learning this, not group economics thing, but when it comes to black owned, black this, I'm still trying to put my feet in it because I have a standard. And a lot of the time when we go to this establishments, they ain't meeting my standards. It has nothing to do with the color. Like, niggas, they ain't taking care of their business. So it has nothing to do with...
We talked about this before.
Yeah, we talked about this. So it has nothing to do with the color. So me personally, I'm just starting to figure out the bigger picture of it. You get what I'm saying?
I can feel some cringing going on right now.
Like I'm just now figuring out the bigger picture.
I can feel the cringing going on right now, but
at the same time, it is what it is. I'm
listen,
real.
That's what I would say. Like
I'm not buying something just because... Like, I'll come spend some money with you just because you're a cousin or a friend.
No, what you saying, speaking towards is kind of like a, a distrust. It's a small amount of distrust.
It's a
right?
small amount of distrust on top of experience.
This is a real thing within our community, and this is when I think I heard something. I think it was Farrakhan, and but he was just talking about really building up your community.
So
and that kind of
that's where I'm coming in at.
So then
in my city.
So yeah.
There's standards behind it. There is no.
So then that sparked something right in my mind, because there's a deep distrust in our people towards our people. You know what I mean? And that's what that speaks towards. There's a deep distrust for the reliability of professionality.
Is it distrust?
But it's cringy. I said cringy because people might hear that and be like, But the thing about it is, it's actually that apprehension within our people about, because we have some excellent businesses out here. You know what I mean?
And guess what they do?
So we can't
they
never
go where
say
excellent is.
Can't
they don't
find
stay in
excellent.
the hood.
But
and that's what we talking about.
It goes to speak to the people who's on another level, or I won't say on another level, but people who's looking to try to make the change in the places, who's doing things like entrepreneurship to seek these places out. You know what I mean? And then I would say, I'm saying this, but now I feel like I could do that more. Just by saying, like, yeah, I think it's more I could be doing, because then it starts to chain reaction. And then the more we can start to do that, then it could be like what they were saying they doing in the places that spend money only in their community. When I come and buy a product from you and it's not up to par, bro, come sit down. You gotta sit down with the shops, bro.
We can figure it out.
Yeah, let's figure this out. Your product, we gonna buy from you right now, but your product isn't up to par. Let's get it up to par. Like, you know what I mean?
And accept that. Most people don't even know how to accept that, because they think they doing what they doing right. And a lot of people don't have time for words. But I agree with everything you just said.
And criticism.
I agree with everything you just said.
A lot of time brought up is criticism too. Like,
that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at with it, man. Let's start holding people accountable and let's figure it out. If we can do that and be excellent at everything we do, I'm with it. I bring everybody to where I need to be. I bring people all over the place. Like, they ask me for recommendations all over, but I'm only gonna send somebody to where I would go. And if I won't go there, then why would I send anybody else there?
Exactly.
Personally.
So, that's what I said when we.
And I ain't no uppity type of dude. Like, I mean, you know what I mean? I might act like it or I might sound like it, but whatever.
Sound like,
you know what I mean? People know me. People know me. You know what I mean? But some places I just decided, because of the attitude, whether it's an attitude, whether it was just your attitude that turned me off.
No, but hey,
a owner's attitude, not a worker. An owner's attitude that turned me off. If you're the owner and you got this type of problem, I never come to your establishment again. I can't judge a worker because a worker is a worker. You know what I mean? You probably ain't paying them enough.
Yeah.
you
never know.
I mean? But if you're the owner of this establishment and I deal with this or hear this, I'd rather not. That's just me, though.
Yeah.
So when it comes to group economics, let's get this together so we can let's become excellent.
What is group economics?
The reference is, because I don't even think it's a word, it says a reference. The reference is a collective of people who pool their finances to reach a common goal that couldn't have been reached or accomplished otherwise. It's just a group of people getting money and keeping money in a community or township or village, or I'm going for my 100-acre estates, and we might add on to it. So, hey, if we can get some business outside of my estates and keep it all right there, it'd be cool with me. Get some black farmers. I had a cat ask me the other day, you know any black dudes who own lumber shops? No, I don't. Why don't we?
Nobody. Somebody probably thought about it, but didn't do it because it never been really done. I'm trying to find this one thing.
But then again, like I say, it's a group thing. For me, it ain't just a black thing. That's my thing. Which I understand, I get it, but my group thing is I'm working on my own city, and my city gonna be excellent. I was just looking at Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle own a city in Ohio, and it's excellent. And this is before I've been in a city, and I just roll up on Dave Chappelle and his excellence. That's what I mean. Why can't we? We can. But that's what group economics is.
And those type of things, right?
Mm-hmm. How do you recreate it?
The more poverty, the more worse of the healthcare you get, the worse of the food, the worse of the everything. We come from a background, we know how to farm. Well, we used to. You know what I mean? Had land, own food. You know what I mean? And then when you look at the stuff that you get, you can't even really buy fruits and vegetables.
Not real ones, at least.
You know what I mean? Or it's pesticides, or you gotta spend that cash.
Because it says organic when it grew from the ground.
You gotta spend that cash, and then you don't even know really was the organic really organic.
It grew from the ground. Yeah, exactly. But no.
So this is the country we live in, and then I would encourage people to look at that type of stuff with the food, because a lot of the foods that we have here is actually banned in other countries, right? So now we gotta look at our health.
And we start with our babies, man. Let's start with our
and that's
babies,
why we starting with the kids. So that's what we said we had something coming up, right?
Let's start with our babies.
So
should we
tell them what we got going on?
After we let them know a few things
Should we tell them what we got going on?
After we let them know a few things, we got a group economics. What is group economics? We explain to them.
Okay, so then we're gonna say that we're gonna talk about that. Then we're gonna tell y'all what's going on.
How can we create group economics?
Let's talk about how we can create it. But maybe we'll tell you.
It was just a few things I've seen type of deal.
So our thing is this, right? I think people can change, but it takes a lot to try to go and make a person change. You feel me? So what we are doing,
August, bro. This month, 2 weeks from now.
August. So what we doing is August, the 18th. The 18th, right?
August 18th.
The 18th, we are throwing a Young Entrepreneurs Economic Expo.
Let's go, young people.
So what we gonna be doing is vendors under 18. And these vendors have the opportunity to have their booth and make some money completely free. We're not charging them. So we're not doing this to make a dollar.
We can help you get your stuff out there somehow, some way.
Exactly.
We'll figure it out.
Well, we'll be there as a podcast. And really the goal is to highlight the young businesses.
Yeah.
And then we got a couple potential guests we talking to, who can come in and talk about how we can better be people from the community that's doing things, big things, that can talk about how we can be better at economics.
We got a huge shout out to Reverend Willie,
partnering with him of My Brother's Keeper. Y'all know what it is. So he gonna be there.
Shout out to brother.
Tell him about that, bro.
About
what Rev gonna be there doing?
He's bringing out the simulator, right?
He's bringing out the
gun simulator. So for all the moms, kids, I don't know what age. Is there an age group on the simulator?
I probably would say.
And when we're talking about simulator, we're talking about the gun simulator, because we know all these people want guns.
Yeah, but it'll be a safety presentation though.
Don't know nothing about guns. It'll be
a safety presentation. So it's not just come and play with the gun.
We got
simulator.
Rev with the gun.
So we talking about
safety.
Yes, it's gonna be safety,
explaining everything
oriented, right? Because a
Possible
lot of times when kids in our communities are not just killing each other with guns purposefully.
Think it's a joke. Think it's funny. Think it's cool.
It's other people though. But no, it's other people who are like kids who getting guns and playing with them and
that's
killing themselves
or
killing
other
people mistakenly. Yep. So I do believe we might have. Don't quote me on that. But we might have free safety gun locks. We got sponsors that we partner with, so we trying to make this the most for the community. But you asked the question, how can we better group economics? So we using this as a way to better group economics. So the goal is to bring these young people together.
We start young. That's how we
get them to start communicating and
with other
and
people.
with other young people in business, and then start that way. Start spending y'all money with each other.
And that's how we do it. We buy everyday
Helping,
items from our local businesses. That's how we do this.
And then that's how other people start to grow.
And now we teach
more people have
babies.
more money. They spend more money with you. You will grow.
Yes.
So we really trying to instill that in the young people. Oh, and I almost forgot, we got something else going on. Back to school giveaway.
Back to school. It is back to school
giveaway.
Yes.
Right, and
we got.
I think we got an official sponsor.
Back to school. Yeah.
So the sponsors is, of course,
I don't even know.
Sylvester's Luxuries, Mobile Detailing.
Yep.
All the money that we got to do, put in this ourselves. We putting into it.
Putting it in. We got
the goal.
Infinite
is
Legacy.
The thing. We got Infinite Legacy Media.
We got
My Brother's
Keepers. We got what Eddie got going on. I can't think of Eddie's business. We got a lot. We got a lot of great sponsors who gonna be in the building.
Definitely.
And this is gonna be a great event. Like when I say great event, it's gonna be a great event because we learning and we teaching our young people. We talk about group economics. We talk about mentorship. We talk about all this, but this is a time to actually if they doing something, bring your babies out and let them be a part of it. And even if they ain't a part of it, let them come see what other kids' businesses look like. Because, hey, maybe they want to sell some beads or something. Maybe they want to sell shirts because they seen TT doing it. Bring them out here and let them know that it ain't that hard. Watch other kids do it.
And then our other sponsor is, I had to make sure I found this. My bad, Eddie. SDSA Group. So he worked with businesses, helping businesses connect.
Hey, and that's what we got going on, man. That's how we change.
So yeah, we trying to push this for the young people. Yeah,
group economics.
as adults, let's come together to see how much money we can help these young people make. Yeah. Like we need to have a goal. That's what we need to do. Let's have a goal.
Come out and buy.
Come
out and buy something from every booth.
Listen,
it ain't that hard.
How much money we want to collectively have them make on the 18th?
That's a good one.
How much money can we spend with these young people? And it don't even take much. If a lot of people come through and spend just a little bit everywhere, then
and they're babies. Babies doing something y'all really should be doing. Come support.
I don't know if it sounds small, but I think we can hit at least 20.
Yeah, I don't know. I ain't gonna. That's
a big number. I don't know. I ain't scared. I think the community of Grand Rapids will show out.
I hope they come out and show up and show out.
No, I know they come. I know the community of Grand Rapids will show out.
Let's go.
20 bands. What's that?
I'm with it.
That ain't much, really. Not if everybody come support.
Not at all.
So we're gonna have the young people out there making money, ain't charging for their booths. You know what I mean? So the goal. The goal is to spread group economics, a different mindset, support the young people on what they doing, and really show them some support.
Teach them positivity instead of negativity, man.
Hey, I believe if the neighborhood show up, not just the neighborhood, the neighborhood of Grand Rapids. I believe if the neighborhood of Grand Rapids show up,
it'd be an example.
Then that would give them example to show up for the neighborhoods.
It's an example. I agree.
So
lead
then
by example. So let's lead.
You start to build certain characteristics of leadership.
Let's go hard. I agree.
And young people. But that's how we got to do it.
We got to do it.
And that's what we're doing.
And if y'all don't help us, then hey, we gonna do it by ourselves.
August
18th. August 18th.
Let me run that back. Listen. So the event is the Young Entrepreneurs Economic
Empowerment Expo.
Say that 5 times fast. The event is the Young Entrepreneurs Economic Expo, August 18th, and we going from 4 to 6.
4 to 6.
The goal is 20 bands. That ain't a lot.
Let's get these kids
some money. We ain't trying to make 20 bands. We saying we want them collectively to make at least 20 bands.
Yep. Let's go.
So now we gonna have to figure out if we hit 20 bands, what that's gonna look like.
It'll look like 50 for the next one. So show up.
Survive and start up.
Survive and start up.
Start today.
And not tomorrow.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Cut it.